Salut, c'est Mathieu et aujourd'hui je suis sur le stand de Tasty Minstrel Games avec Aaron. Hi Aaron.
Hello.
So it's the third day of the GenCon and is it going well for you?
Very well, yes, absolutely. Very busy. Saturdays are always busy.
Not so tired?
Tired, yes. Voice cracks quite a bit. It hurts, so very tired.
Same. So you will give us an overview of Flipcity. Flipcity is a micro deck builder.
Yes.
So for 1 to 4 players of 8 years or more and 30 to 50 minutes.
Correct. Yes, correct. Mm-hmm.
I can read my English.
Yes, very good. Very good.
So how do we win this game?
Winning conditions are if you're able to get 8 points on your turn, victory points. And victory points are these little ribbons here on the card. And if you're able to play 8 of those on your turn, you would win. Or if you're able to play this convenience store, this green card, with 18 other buildings, 18 other cards around it, then that would also trigger a winning condition.
So we have 2 winning conditions, and here we have 4 cards essentially, but we have these 4 cards which are flippable cards because every card is flippable.
Every card is double-sided, and typically with a game, you'd only see this top side. For demo purposes, the opposite side is on display, so we could see what the other side could do, what you could upgrade to pay to upgrade to. Absolutely.
How do we play our turns?
How do we play what? I'm sorry?
How do we play a turn?
Oh,
around.
Sure. So with a typical deck builder, we would have our cards that we would play, and this is our row to buy cards from. However, we do not draw our cards to play. We actually hold our hand, or hold our deck in our hand like this, and we decide whether or not to play the top card of our deck. So the reason for that is there's a push your luck element to the game. So as we play cards out, anytime we get a card that has a frowny face on it, if we have 3 of those on our play turn, then everything that we've played would bust. Everything would go into the discard pile. We wouldn't get any money to purchase any more cards or do anything. So with that, as we're playing, we would play out our cards, and then if we would see that we have another smiley or a frowny face coming up, we would probably stop and not play that because that would bust our turn and we wouldn't get any money. However, with the residential area, you have to play residential area cards, and they have frowny faces in the corner. Every single one of them does. So if this ever shows up, you have to play it out. So then we decide to go any further, and here comes another residential area. We have to play it. That's our third frowny face, and we lose everything that we've accumulated.
And you told me that the residential area is one of the base cards of the deck.
Yes, absolutely. The starting deck, you have 9 cards, and of the 9 cards, 4 of them are residential areas. So in the beginning, the chances of playing 3 frowny faces is really high. So you want to actually try to get rid of those if at all possible. So as an example, in order to do so, let's say we played this amount here. We only have 2 frowny faces. Let's do this. And we stopped at the convenience store, which the convenience store doesn't have a frowny face. Let's put one of our residential areas in the discard pile. Say it's our discard pile as an example. I know that here's 2 residential areas. I probably have 2 more underneath my deck, and I do not want to push my luck any further. I'm not going to play this card even though it gives me $1. I don't want to lose everything that I played out here. So that's the first phase, and if I make it that far, then I am able to move on to the next phase, the building phase. So the building phase, I just add up my currency that I've had to decide what to do next. So there's one of 3 things that you can do in this phase, is to purchase a card by paying its purchase cost in the top corner, and then it would go to your discard pile, and all your cards that you played with would go into your discard pile, and you'd reshuffle them in your deck later. However, the other thing we can do is every card has its flip cost here in the corner, and then we can upgrade it to its opposite side. Now, you can only flip cards that are in your discard pile itself. So, as an example, with the residential area, they're real pesky because I'm pushing my luck with them in my deck. So if I pay to flip this over, it's real cheap. I choose not to buy anything here. I pay to flip this over. It becomes an apartment. So now the apartment itself still has a frowny face, but I'm not forced to play it. So on my turn, I could stop here, and then if I flipped all my residential areas over, my push your luck has kind of disappeared out of my deck. However, an apartment itself still has a cost, and all the other cards do have a flip cost or flip perk to go back to its original side. So the apartment it's real expensive. It's $8 to go back to its original side. But why would you go back to a residential area? Because it's not of benefit to you at all. The text says at the bottom that now I put it in my opponent's deck, and now it's their problem now instead of mine. So I got rid of it. So that's a little bit of a interaction there with your opponents.
Nasty.
Yes, very. Yes. Let's see, the third thing you can do is actually develop. And developing means that if you have enough money, you could actually pay both the cost of the card in its corner and its cost to flip it all at once. So as an example, with the hospital, it'd be $8 to buy it, $4 to flip it, and it would take it to its upgraded side of the church and toss it in your discard pile, and then it would be the upgraded side for when you drew it later. So each side has its benefits one way or the other. It's not like you would upgrade to the church and not go back to the hospital, because the hospital itself, if we were able to, let's switch this out here. If we had a hospital played after the rest of these other cards here. With the hospital, any card played before it gives us $1 for every frowny face. So that gives us more money. We could build up money quicker to buy the nicer high dollar cards. However, its opposite side, the church, ups our frowny face limit by 1, meaning we can still play even further if we needed to. So to extend our play session.
And you can still flip it to, again, increase your frowny face limit.
Correct, as well. But that can only happen when it's in the discard pile. So the nice thing is, with the purple flip side, that is in the second phase of when you play. So its cost is here in the corner. It's $4 to flip the hospital. You can only flip that after you've made it to the second phase. But its green side, all these cards have a green arrow, down arrow, flipping it, downgrading. That side can all be played anytime, even in the first phase, as many times as you want. So let's say here's my play. I have a residential area. Here comes another residential area that I have to play. I already have 2 frowny faces, but I have a church, as an example, in the discard pile. I would just downgrade it. Then I can play my residential area and stop, because the hospital I don't have to play. And now I have 3 frowny faces, but I switched my church to the hospital. I downgraded it so I could play even further.
I do have a question, though. Do I have to? Can I just flip this one, or can I go back in my discard to flip all the cards?
When it's green, when it's the green side, you can flip as many as you want. But if it's the purple side, when it's like in that phase of spending your money, you can only flip 1, or buy 1, or develop 1. You can only do one of those 3. However, the Central Park itself allows you to buy 1 more, but its upgraded side, the station, allows you to flip 1 more. So if you have multiples of those, yes, you could do the purple side, but the green, it's unlimited. But because you're kind of downgrading your buildings for the positive effect that is on that card.
Well, thank you for this overview of Flip City. It sounds very exciting and very, very actually not so simple.
Yes, not at all. For a tiny game, it's actually lots to consider, especially since you have both sides. And it looks like there's only 4 cards here. It's really 8 cards because they're double-sided and there's 8 different buildings. The game itself also comes with an office expansion inside there as well, so that could also be an additional building you can play too. So.
Last but not least, do you speak any French?
No. No's French, right?
What?
It's no French?
No.
Oh, so, no. So.
Thanks.
All right, thank you guys.
It's okay. Thank you very much. À bientôt sur Ludovox. Salut.